Sí.
¿Un minuto o empezamos?
Estoy en el... A ver.
Que venga Jordi.
Sí, ya va. Sí, voy. A ver, ya va, estoy viendo si estamos en directo, ¿no?
¿Estamos?
Menos... Ya va.
Sí, lo que no se ven las cámaras, ¿no?
Vale, aquí. Vale.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Good afternoon, I think. So, wait, we are live now. Estamos... Lo que no se ha conectado gente todavía.
Tú me dices, ¿eh?
Sí. Ahora sí, están entrando. Hay dos conectados.
¿Te espero?
Sí, yo creo que
Que se
a las
conecte.
20 minutos o dentro de 2 minutos.
Vale.
Ah, ¿tienes sillas? Bien.
Aviso.
Pero un momento, anda como si me gusta.
Hello? We are waiting for 2 minutes because users are getting inside of YouTube. Okay?
Andrea, ¿cuántos micros estamos?
¿Eh? Yo me pongo aquí o me pongo... ¿Qué tiro?
Sí. Adelante. Así ya la gente va. Vamos, 8 ahorita 9.
I remember only the half of the higher half of it now.
Yo creo que ya. Si quieres pasar por aquí.
No, porque quiero tocar la pantalla.
Ok. Yo creo que ya, mira, más subiendo 2.
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Bcombinator. Bienvenidos. The accelerator, incubator, and venture capital. Okay, welcome. This is the last pitch day of the year. Today we have, I would like first of all to thank to all the investors, great to be here, and the general partners as well, and the entrepreneurs. The reason why we are here. I would like to give you all the best luck. Today we have 5 fantastic pitches. Remember that pitches today will be for 5 minutes and 10 minutes for questions. For those who are on the social media and YouTube, First of all, let me say that we were 120 on the last Bcapital day, and you will be able to do questions as well. If we have time, we will try to. So let's start. Okay? Please. We start with Yumi. Thank you.
Si quieres pruebo hablar. Ahí. Arriba sí. Abajo. Wait one moment.
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Campillo Dax. I'm the CEO and founder of Jumi, and I'm delighted to be here today with you. With Jumi, what we want to do is we want to become the fastest and simplest way to pay at the checkout in the hospitality industry. We have identified that the waiting time at the checkout is one of the biggest issues for customers, and it's also a big pain point for hospitality. The average time is 15 minutes. It reduces customer satisfaction. It's something that limits restaurants' revenue potential, and it's an efficient task. So time is money, so we want to improve this. So with our solution, what we want to do is a web app that is going to be integrated with the POS system, where the customer is going to be able to pay their check in seconds, directly from the table. Our goal is to replace the traditional payment terminals that we have in the restaurants with a convenient mobile solution that is going to disrupt this huge market. And how we're going to do it is you scan the QR code at the restaurant, at the table. You can read the menu. You can order in the same way that always. But in terms of payment, you will see the check directly from the phone, and you will be able to split, tip, review, and pay just in seconds. You don't need to download any app. There is no need to wait for the waiter. You can pay in seconds. I'm going to show you a bit the customer journey. When you go here, you will see the payment, the menu. You can see the check when you press pay. You can pay all, pay by amount, split evenly. You can give a tip. Tip is something that is getting lost nowadays with the credit cards. You can pay with Apple Pay, Google Pay in seconds, really easy. When you pay, you can leave, but also you can see the status of the table, leave a feedback, which is really important for the restaurants, and send a receipt to your email. And then finally, you can log in order to get all kind of information. With Jumi, everybody wins. The customers save time, they have a better experience, waiter can spend more time providing a better service while increasing tips by 40%. The restaurant can improve turnover by 5%, average ticket by 12%, and customer satisfaction thanks to this better service. We want to become the fastest, the simplest, and the most lovable digital payment in the hospitality industry. A business model is 0.9% fee per transaction. It includes everything, acquiring, scheme fee, everything, all fees included. We have closed an agreement with Avian worldwide, and it has no set of fees and no fees cost. Our market is going to be global, but we're going to start in Spain. We're going to start with the restaurant business, which represents 40%. From the restaurant business, 80% is dine-in, 20% is delivery. We estimate a TAM in Spain of 450 million euros, in Europe about 4 billions, and worldwide we are talking about more than 3 billions. It's a blue ocean opportunity. And who is tackling this market right now? Sunday, I don't know if you heard about that, but they raised 24 millions just with the test. And after 5 months, 100 millions. This is a big market, they're not going to be alone, and we want to tackle this market at the same time. In terms of go-to-market, as we know that acceleration and the growth is going to be really important. We have two CEOs. One is going to be focused on the short tail, partnership with opinion leaders and internalization, and the second one is going to be in charge of the medium and long tail and affiliation program. In terms of city and countries, our idea is, as I said, start in Spain, then in the month of July go international, and in terms of cities, we're going to decide depending on Sunday strategy, because we want to launch first in that countries that they're not there, and then in second position, the other ones. Our roadmap, we're going to start in the month of January. We have a MVP, we're going to launch it, 3 months target, 35% of adoption rate, that's our target, 30% plus tips. We want to integrate 2 POS systems every month, launch in Barcelona in the month of March. In the month of April, go to a fundraising of 4 million and close it by the month of June, more or less. And in the month of July, go internationally to other countries, and then add new functionalities that the restaurants already told me, like loyalty and order.
Done.
Half a minute more, please.
Okay. In terms of the projections, the next 6 months, we want to reach 200 restaurants, 45% of adoption rate, and a total payment volume of 3 million. In the next 6 years, we want to go from 1,400 restaurants to 41,000. In terms of fundraising, we are closing at 240,000. We have already committed. We already got an ESA of 200,000. And in terms of team, why you should invest in us? Because we have more than 30 years experience in sales, more than 35 years experience in hospitality, a multinational background with 4 different nationalities, 18 different countries, 7 different languages, entrepreneurial spirit, 4 team members, they have already owned their own business, average age 36 years, and we have passion, commitment, and we will make everything to make it happen. Thank you very much.
Christian. Hola. Thanks for your pitch. Congratulations for your closing round. I would like to know what is so far, what you have achieved in terms of go-to-market, in terms of knowing customers, and in terms of savings, and what are the challenges that you are facing, by the way?
Well, the first challenge that we had at the beginning was the POS integration. We thought that we were going to have issues because, they have their own network and they want to share. But then it has been way easier than what we expected. We're integrated right now with 2 POS systems, 2 important ones, and we have a roadmap already agreed of 6 or more POS systems. In terms of restaurant, we have already more than 15 restaurants interested in starting playing with us. And in terms of affiliation program, we have already discussed with the POS distributors in order to give them a percentage of revenue for each lead that they gave us. And it's going well. Of course, it's going to be a challenge, we know, and that's the reason also because we're going to have 2 CCOs.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi.
Hello, hi. Thank you for your pitch. Just a quick question. You said that you're gonna save millions of euros in the market, but I just don't understand how would you save money to the restaurants? I get that you save a little bit of time, but how exactly is this saving money for the restaurant? Why would the restaurant agree to pay 0.9%? I'm guessing you should save them at least more than that.
What I mean with save money is that time, it's money. So if they spend around 15 minutes average in terms of paying the check, and they use that time to improve the customer experience with the restaurant, with the customers, what they can do is give them a better experience, increase the average basket by doing more upselling, and at the same time doing smooth a process which is not efficient, and they can increase table rotation. By increasing table rotation, they will increase also the turnover of the restaurant.
Thank you for the pitch. I have a question. Why are not the POs doing this if they have already all the network of restaurants? Why
They're doing it.
They're doing it.
They're doing it. There's some of them they're doing it. Like for instance, we're integrated with Revo, which is a POS system of here. they're doing, but they don't put a much effort, and the system that they have is not as effective, when I mean as effective, as a user-friendly in terms of UX as the one that we have.
But then if they just copy your solution, because at the end you're integrating with a third-party payment platform, they could just copy a solution and apply it to a network of 2,000 restaurants that they may have, no?
Sure, but one of the things that happens in the POS system is they have so many functionalities that they don't promote them all. I mean, in this case, Rebel, they have this POS system, but for instance, they don't have any issue about integrating with us, and also they're not promoting this functionality.
Yeah, related to the other question about what's in it for the restaurant. Why is there not an order module in there? So that you do the QR code, you see the menu, you order the menu, and the waiter only delivers it. That maybe saves a restaurant one person per week that they have to hire, but it's not there, I saw. Or is the plan to do?
Amazing question. One of the things that I didn't explain at the beginning, I already did our order and pay one. We launched it in the month of Feb, and what we see is that there was no traction. And why there was no traction is because the hospitality industry, it's a traditional industry that they don't want to accelerate from 0 to 100, and they have to go step by step. When we did it, what we saw is that there was no traction because restaurants, they were scared about people ordering at the same time. The waiter is doing a paper, is doing a role where he's the one sending the orders to the kitchen. And they were scared that everyone was going to order at the same time. So when I was going to the restaurant, what they told me is that the order no, but the payment, yes. And what I believe that is gonna happen is that we're gonna go with the payment, which is gonna be a first step, and then we're gonna go with the order. Because my main idea at the beginning with my team was order and pay. With a digital menu, where you can see the photos and everything, but that's what we did. And as soon as we saw that it was not working, we changed with people. In terms of percentage of people that use credit cards, in terms of people that use phone, and also it's going to take into account the commission that they have in each country, because in Spain we have a really competitive commission, which is true. But in other countries, the competitive commission is not the same. So it's very possible that with this 0.9, or it's going to be a bit different in other countries, we're even cheaper than the payment terminal that they have in the restaurants, because our agreement is global.
Any question from the public?
I'm going to make one last question. So you have closed the investment round now? You have all the money you need, or are you looking for any more tickets?
We just closed it now, and what we like is to know more investor, know also Bcombinator, understand how it works. I'm new in terms of the startup business. I come from the corporate world. I was working 15 years for a multinational. I was living in Brazil when I left the job in order to come here and develop this. So my idea is to know you everyone, explain what we're doing, the stage that we are, and then continue talking and see what comes for our collaboration.
Thank you so much, Christian. Amazing project.
Thank you.
Gritando fría.
Sí. Y ahora para
Sí. Atrás. ¿Me
sí.
pongo por dentro o...?
Como quieras, pero te falta, tengo que encenderlo. Listo.
¿Probando?
Sí. Te paso aquí. Ya.
Sí, está, ¿no?
Sí. Ya, un momento. ¿Cómo? Sí. Ya, un momento. Ahora, ya.
Muy buenas a todos. nombre es Carlos... Uy, he hecho patas. Ahora. Mi nombre es Carlos Martínez, soy CEO y cofundador de Binium y somos en España la empresa que más datos tiene de Amazon. Y con ellos utilizamos estos datos para ayudar a marcas, agencias y agregadores a incrementar sus ventas dentro de Amazon. No hace falta que os digan a día de aquí que el e-commerce está creciendo muchísimo, pero hay algo, un dato que a lo mejor no sabíais, y es que dentro de las ventas online, los marketplaces ya representan un 62% del total y cada vez subiendo. Cada vez los consumidores preferimos comprar más en marketplaces y menos, en este caso, en la tienda online de la marca o de un distribuidor. Y Amazon, el marketplace líder en todo el mundo, cada año, pues como podemos imaginar, va subiendo. Seguro que lo sabemos todo el mundo. Dentro de Amazon hay dos tipos de venta. Venta retail y venta de marketplace, donde venden vendedores de terceros. Hasta el día de hoy nosotros con la API, como os explicaré después, hemos estado enfocando solamente al marketplace, pero la API cada vez le abren más y más, y este año vamos a poder también integrarnos con la parte de retail. En cuanto a advertising, está creciendo también muchísimo, en Amazon todo crece. En este caso todavía es el tercer canal de mayor inversión publicitaria en todo el mundo, tan solo por detrás de Facebook y de Google, pero es que se estima que en 2023 pase, en este caso a Facebook, y se convierta en el segundo de mayor inversión publicitaria online. Y en España pues tenemos a 9.000 pymes que están vendiendo, en este caso en Amazon, de las cuales 6.000 están vendiendo por encima de los 100.000 euros de facturación, 1.300 por encima del medio millón y 300 por encima del millón de facturación. En 2017 vimos esta tendencia y creamos Roicos, lo que a día de hoy es una de las top 3 agencias en España por nivel de inversión publicitaria, con clientes como por ejemplo Estrella Damm, Cueta, La Tiara, Clipper y muchas otras marcas más. Estamos gestionando y hemos gestionado más de 200 marcas, de las cuales, pues la que os he comentado, somos una empresa rentable y tenemos a 10 trabajadores, de los cuales tenemos a Miriam La Rosa como directora general, que es una de las mayores expertas de Amazon en España en este mismo momento. Este año lo cerraremos con una facturación de 400.000 euros y yo pues ahora mismo ya estoy bastante desvinculado y tan solo hago una o dos reuniones con ellos al mes. En estos años hemos detectado muchos problemas que hay dentro de Amazon en la gestión del día a día. Desconocimiento del nivel de optimización, mercado emergente, los vendedores no tienen ni idea. No existe intercambio de datos entre el SEO, Ads y un benchmark de todos esos datos que antes os decía. Necesidad de descargar todo en reports, hacer excels. Tareas manuales que llevan mucho tiempo. Muchos vendedores no se pueden permitir pagar a honorarios de una agencia, que son bastante caras. Y las agencias no disponen de un software especializado para ello. Y es por ello que nosotros decidimos crear Binium, que es este software, un SaaS, para marcas, agencias y agregadores de marcas, donde ayudamos a ahorrar muchísimo tiempo de optimización y además tenemos automatizaciones y herramientas para incrementar las ventas. Tenemos diferentes tipos de ediciones. Con Binium podemos integrar las cuentas de todo el mundo. Tenemos optimización SEO, creación de campañas, gestión de previsiones de venta, previsiones de stock y muchas otras cosas nuevas que estamos preparando en este caso. Estas son las dos ediciones que os decía, pues es un software que funciona con suscripción, como muchos otros. Y os podemos decir que nos sentimos súper orgullosos de que ya lo hacemos en Roicos, pero también en Binium, de ser la empresa que mejor marketing hacemos en el ecosistema de Amazon. Y es que tenemos acciones para todas las fases del funnel, empezando con el awareness, es donde más estamos generando al día de hoy para darnos a conocer, desde inbound, como el SEO, el LinkedIn, estamos hasta también en TikTok, hacemos muchos directos en Twitch y muchas otras cosas, y en outbound, que acabamos de empezar a coger una persona, un SDR, que está empezando a hacer llamadas y funcionan súper bien. Lo que nos sentimos más orgullosos es de haber creado el primer congreso online para vendedores de Amazon de lengua hispana, el FBA Show, que si nos seguís por redes sociales, en unas semanitas tendréis muy grandes noticias para el año que viene. Hacemos un trial de 14 días, durante ese trial les damos a hacer reuniones que están funcionando muy bien, como ahora os enseñaré las métricas, y bueno, muchas cosas de retención, fidelización que estamos activando ahora. Toda esa estrategia la hemos empezado a hacer a mediados de este año. Actualmente tenemos 40 clientes en la edición de sellers, 5 agencias que avalan el potencial tan grande que tiene esta herramienta a día de hoy para gestionar sus clientes. En la plataforma tenemos más de 100 clientes, de 100 vendedores conectados a día de hoy que venden en todo el mundo. Tenemos un CAC de 25 euros, un lifetime value de 665, un MRR que llega a casi a los 4.000 euros y de momento un 0% de churn en el último mes. Cada mes estamos recibiendo 3.000 visitas en la página web, un 0,9 de visita trial y un 45% de conversión de trial a cliente. Tenemos algunos competidores.
Tienes medio minuto, ¿eh?
Perfecto. Tenemos algunos competidores haciendo foco principalmente en Estados Unidos. Y esto es un poco nuestra previsión de ventas, que bueno, ya luego entraríamos en más detalles si hay alguno de vosotros interesados en invertir. Tenemos este equipazo compuesto por 7 personas, con mi socio, Miquel Fernández, el CTO de la empresa. Fuimos seleccionados por una de las mejores aceleradoras tecnológicas en todo el mundo, que muchos de vosotros conoceréis, que es Techstars. Y estamos buscando una ronda de 500.000 euros actualmente, que principalmente vamos a destinar al equipo de IT, de ventas y de marketing. Y siempre me gusta acabar diciendo de que si Amazon es la manera más rápida y barata de digitalizar e internacionalizar una marca, Ethereum es la manera más fácil de tener éxito dentro de Amazon. Gracias. And if you understand anything, you can make questions in English. Right.
Gracias, Carlos, por la energía. Yo tengo unas dudas. Buscáis 500.000, pero en 2024 facturaréis 1,6.
Sí.
Con lo cual el boost no es tan bestial, o la Jack Curve no es existente, ¿no?, en el proyecto. Eso es una duda. Luego tengo otra duda, que es que tú eres el CEO, pero estás metido en muchas cosas, ¿no?, como ya me has comentado antes. Entonces, me da la sensación un poco de agencia, ¿vale?, más que startup. Entonces me gustaría entender un poco esto.
Vale, lo primero, como he dicho antes, tenemos competidores en Estados Unidos, no han levantado más de 50 millones y tienen equipo de 250 y más integrantes en el equipo. Se trata de un negocio muy eficiente en capital, ¿vale? En este caso, nosotros podemos llegar a esos números porque es meter ese dinero para hacer ventas, y además ese dinero lo podemos hacer crecer de manera muy rápida, como han hecho nuestros competidores, y sabemos perfectamente cómo. Y en cuanto a lo que te refieres de otros negocios, sí que tengo otros negocios, pero cada uno con un CEO diferente, y yo no hago nada en esos otros negocios, simplemente los he confundado gracias a mi experiencia en Amazon.
Pero entonces, ¿aquí estás full time o tienes un equipo que lleva solo y tú...?
Sí, estoy full time en Ethereum, y como te decía, hay una directora general en Roicos, que es la que se encarga de todo. Yo, como he dicho, me reúno 2 horas al mes con ellos, y en el otro negocio que tengo, lo mismo. Tengo otro negocio también, que es una gestoría financiera, contable y fiscal para vendedores de Amazon, y también hay una CEO, que es Carla Carrasco, y es la mayor experta en esto ahora mismo en España.
Hola, gracias, Carlos. Me parece muy bien, incluso a partir de COVID hay miles de oportunidades más y más en Amazon. Lo que no entiendo es exactamente cómo funciona. Decimos, si yo soy un vendedor y estoy convencido que quiero trabajar con vosotros, pues ¿qué hacen? ¿Cómo me ayudáis? No entendí exactamente.
Vender en Amazon es muy complicado. Entonces nosotros eso lo hacemos fácil. Básicamente con Ethereum conectas tu cuenta de Amazon, nosotros te hacemos una auditoría de toda la cuenta con Ethereum de manera totalmente automática, y te decimos todas las cosas que tienes que ir mejorando poco a poco para el objetivo optimizarlas, muchas desde la propia plataforma, y con ello incrementar las ventas. Como por ejemplo, desde la propia plataforma puedes optimizar tus productos, el título, las viñetas, las descripciones. También te hacemos una previsión del stock y te decimos qué stock tienes que tener en el centro logístico de Amazon. Desde Ethereum también puedes crear campañas y te ayudamos a crear esas campañas para hacerlo mucho más rápido y que tengan un retorno de inversión mucho mejor. Tenemos auditorías, analíticas y diferentes cosas que al final lo que hacen es ayudarte en el día a día de la gestión de Amazon.
No es automático, hay personas que están atrás y analizan todo.
Bueno, lo hace el cliente en sí. El cliente se conecta con el software y es el cliente el propio el que utiliza el software. Es al final como un software, un ERP, que al final el ERP ayuda, pero es el cliente en sí que tiene que gestionar el software.
Gracias. La duda que viene después sería esa, ¿no? ¿Cómo se escala esta parte? Porque me parece como que se piensa en personas, y como es un trabajo de consultoría, de agencia, como decía Sergi, ¿cómo se escala?
Ethereum lo que hace es, en parte, sustituir una agencia. ¿Vale? Es igual que Hodler sustituye a un gestor, no lo sustituye, pero ayuda en muchas tareas rutinarias. Pues en Ethereum es lo mismo. No sustituye a una agencia, porque una agencia va a saber hacerlo mucho mejor y sabrá dónde poner el foco, pero Ethereum, aquellas empresas que no pueden contratar a una agencia, les ayuda también a crecer dentro del canal. Y como antes decía, yo tengo también clientes que son las agencias que utilizan Ethereum para sus clientes, porque Ethereum les permite ir mucho más rápido y obtener mejores resultados para sus clientes.
Perdón. ¿El mercado es español?
A día de hoy
internacional?
estamos enfocados en el mercado español, es donde queremos hacer ahora esta ronda y donde queremos crecer, es donde tenemos actualmente todos nuestros clientes, pero con Epinium podemos tener clientes ahora mismo de Estados Unidos, Canadá, India, Japón o de donde sea, porque en Epinium, como te decía, se pueden integrar las cuentas de Amazon de todo el mundo. Y a día de hoy solo estamos haciendo Amazon, pero queremos ampliar también en un futuro a otros marketplaces.
¿Y el equipo habla inglés?
Sí. I can speak in English too, but I know the pitch in Spanish.
Vale, gracias.
Any question? No, ¿ninguna pregunta del público? Sí.
Hola,
Muy buenas.
soy argentino y en Argentina hay una plataforma que se llama Nubimetrics, no sé si la conoces.
No.
Bueno, básicamente lo que hace es traer información de los competidores, del mercado, de cuántos productos se venden, de todo, de otro marketplace que es Mercado Libre. Bueno, la pregunta era si era algo similar lo que estás ofreciendo o si tiene algún tipo de automatización en la carga de productos. O sea, ¿es métricas o es facilitar el proceso de carga de productos?
Son las dos cosas. No es la carga de productos, es la optimización en sí. Desde Epinium se pueden cargar productos, se encargan directamente a Amazon y después nosotros nos conectamos e intercambiamos todo este tipo de información. Podemos hacer ese tipo de optimización manual, pero tenemos otras automatizaciones que, bueno, no entraremos en ello porque son un poco específicas. Y otra de las cosas en las cuales estamos trabajando a día de hoy es la introducción de Machine Learning para la automatización y autopilot de las campañas publicitarias, con las cuales tan solo tengas que enfocar un 35% de tu tiempo que se enfocaba en la gestión de campañas y con el cual se puede obtener todavía mejores resultados que haciéndolo manual.
¿Estás buscando medio millón en qué valoración?
Estamos haciendo ahora unas notas convertibles a un cap de 2,5 hasta que a mediados de enero vayamos a publicar nuestra ronda en una campaña de crowdfunding en la cual de momento estamos ofreciendo descuentos también por este cap, pero para entonces se hará una campaña normal y corriente.
¿Y qué has cerrado hasta la fecha?
Acabamos de empezar ahora en enero, ahí en diciembre, así que de momento poquito, pero seguramente que por lo que sé de esta campaña irá la cosa rápida y en febrero la deberíamos de tener cerrada.
Y tú a un inversor que quiera invertir ahora, que en 2027 es el que está ganando, que tú tienes beneficios anuales, porque es rentable, que tienes identificado un player que te pueda adquirir.
Posiblemente. Sí, no, posiblemente que vendrá un player de fuera, principalmente, un competidor, que va a venir aquí a Europa, va a ver que en este mercado no es como en Estados Unidos, donde solamente es Amazon el que manda, sino que hay otros marketplaces Tier 2, Tier 3 también, El Corte Inglés, Mercado Libre, Decathlon y muchos otros, que todo esto lo vamos a poder también integrar en la plataforma y que le va a ser mucho más fácil comprarnos que empezar ellos desde cero.
Genial, Carlos. Muchísimas gracias por el pitch y enhorabuena por el proyecto.
Muchas gracias a todos.
¿Tienes tu timer?
Sí. ¿Sí?
¿Ese es tu? Ok. ¿Dónde voy? ¿Aquí?
Aquí al...
Hi, Iván. No.
One moment. Sí, abajo. Ya va, wait.
No, I'm going back. So,
No,
now I'm going
but-
forward.
One.
So, hi, I'm Edu Forte from Common Sense. So, we are a blockchain technology company, so we'll just talk about crypto. Nobody's talking about crypto these days, so let's talk about crypto. So, the opportunity of what we do. Okay, we have seen this trend, so we said the trend is your friend. The crypto market cap went from 200 billion to 2 trillion in just 2 years. And I think this is amazing evolution, and I think that it will keep evolving in the next years. But in the sector where we are starting our company, that is the decentralized finance, we're still in the early days. We currently have only 4 million users in the DeFi ecosystem. If we compare this with centralized exchange like Coinbase that has 68 million users, or another kind of platforms like streaming services that they have 200 million users, I think that we are still in the early days, so we want to develop something in this ecosystem because we think that it could explode in 2 years amazingly. So we developed this project that is a global project, but with a Spanish accent, because we think that Spanish-speaking countries are neglected in terms of the crypto ecosystem, especially Latin America, that we think that will experiment a DeFi boom because all of these reasons, and we want to be ready for that. Besides, our project is global. So what's going on right now on the crypto scene? We have this pains for the users that they have no idea, they don't know which crypto to buy, they don't understand the terminology, etc. And there is a lot of FOMO, there's a lot of fear of missing it out. And we detected these two buyer personas, that we have a high net worth investors that would like to get into the crypto ecosystem, and then we start this kind of starter investor that many people that started in the investment ecosystem, they started through crypto, and this is something we want to address. So the idea, what we are doing. So basically, we bring index section, passive investment, and the ETF concept to the DeFi. I don't know if you're familiar with all this. I don't have time to explain it, but basically, indexation is a way that you follow an index, and so you don't actively manage an investment, but you follow it passively. And the demonstration that this works is that the 80% of the funds, they can't even beat the S&P 500. So why we don't do this in DeFi? So basically, with common sense, we bring crypto to everyone's reach. So we help individuals and companies to invest in the crypto scene. How? With our first product that is indexing and passively managed tokens by market capitalization automatic. We started with our first product, that these are our common sense tokens. Currently, if you want to buy a bunch of tokens, you need to do 8 transactions, you need to pay 8 fees, and then you need to balance each one of them separately, and then you need to be really aware of what you are doing. With our product, you only do 1 transaction, that is our token, and then our smart contract do the rest. So we started with the common sense index, that is basically the top 10 cryptos by market capitalization in the Ethereum network, and then we move to the Polygon network, and then we do a lot of mathematics behind this. So basically, when you buy our token, you have all these 10 collateralized tokens inside our token, so you can just buy 1 token and build your portfolio on that way. So this is what happened with our index fund. If you bought it in January, actually we done it and it worked. So if by today you will have 50,000 Bitcoin, I don't know how much it is right now. Right now with our token, you will have $180,000 for the same investment. So our competitive advantage is that we are doing it right now in Polygon and also in the Ethereum network. We have 100% UX that is friendly and simplified, and we are really focused on marketing. That is one thing that is we think is leaking and that is not working super well in the crypto ecosystem, because it's really managed by geeks. So our technology is quite hard to explain right now, but it works. So our CTO is here, so if you want to ask it later. So the financials, basically, we want to grow and we want to capitalize the token. We have really simple figures, but we think that by year 4 we would like to have a $200 million capitalization. So we charge an annual fee in all our token that is the 2% that it's charged annually. So basically it's quite easy how we make revenue and quite easy how we do it. Currently, what we are right now, we are for a $1 million euros seed round, basically to go full speed for doing this, okay? And our company is this, and me, I'm the CEO, I have like a super background, CTO, and okay, we're amazing by our token, and give us money, please.
Thank you for your presentation. Can you explain us a little bit the business model?
Yeah, the business model it works a bit like a fund. So our smart contract charge like a 2% annual fee for all the assets under management we have. So basically, more capitalized our token is, more money we do. It's that easy. We take 2% of all the people that invest in our token.
Great. And what will be the go-to-market strategy?
We already are in the market. So okay. So we have currently we started with this MVP that is actually not even an MVP because it works. So we are on the market. We are obviously we're in our channels, blah blah blah, all this stuff. But basically we work super well in the onboarding process because on the crypto, on the blockchain, like onboarding is one of the things that is quite difficult. It's quite difficult, so we figure out a way to make easy that with a few steps you're already buying our token.
Sorry, because maybe, but how do you get clients or users?
Yeah, okay. We get clients. First of all, we do first campaigns. Our CMO is really well known, the PR is seen, and then we are super well connected with high net worth clients. So we have done a waiting list first, and to this waiting list we subscribe around 200 people that they were ready to invest like 300,000 euros. So we started from there, and then so we are looking for this seed round basically to go full speed on the marketing side because we think that customer success and client acquisition is the key point for the 5 products and not technology because we already solved the problem technologically speaking.
Hi, Edo, thank you. So correct me if I'm wrong, that is not exactly an ETF. What you're doing is like an aggregation token, no? One token that will represent a few...
It's not an aggregation, it's 100% collateralized. So when you buy our token, you're buying the underlying tokens.
Okay, so it's like a spot ETF, in a way.
Yeah, let's say like that, because in a spot, I mean, an ETF in the traditional world, it works differently because you have an authorized participant and the fund creator, and it's super complex to do it. This is basically the same concept in the way how it works, but it's simplified because it's the blockchain, and we can do it much more simple in a simpler way.
Okay,
but actually, when you invest in a fund, the fund actually has the shares of the company because the price of the fund is calculated into the net asset value, so you need to have it.
I like the idea, but my main question is actually because there are some players that tried to do this already and they were completely hammered by regulation. In Europe, it's been completely prohibited. In the United States, I'm wrong.
You're wrong because because regulation in Europe is really forward. All this, basically, actually, this we are speaking with CNMV. We speak 5 times about this, and they are fully agree we do it. Okay, the regulation in terms of crypto is not coming in terms of like the financial aspect. It's more in the company aspect on how you sell the product. We are like really contaminated by the U.S. News that looks like that they want super regulated, but in Europe we are full speed into this, and I think regulation is on our side because actually I'm a lawyer, so I'm really into this, and And I think that this will be a huge step forward because, and actually we set up our company in a way that when the regulation appears, we just can go with the regulation. We are fully prepared for this. But this is not complicated to do.
Okay, so sorry, last question. So it's like a managed fund. It's not like
It's
people will not have choice in. It's not like you're not going to create a DAO. You're going to create like a managed fund where people invest, and you have a few tokens. And if the spot of the tokens go up, their token goes up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is no governance token. The price of the token you see right now is the price of the underlying tokens. There is no premium on the price.
Hi, Edu. So, are you some kind of like Bcapital, but for crypto?
Yeah, actually, we speak a lot with Bcapital. Bcapital is just a concept because index funds they have like 4 years. I mean, Bcapital basically it's what we like in Bcapital is their concept. We in some way we share the concept of Indexa because we think indexation and passive management is the best way for retail investors to invest in any market instead of picking a fund and then you will see that the chance to win the S&P is nothing. So I think in crypto it will happen the same. In crypto right now you can pick any crypto and it will go up. Right now, you pick any crypto, it will go down. But in the, I think in the midterm, or in the long term, the best way for any investor will be to have most of the portfolio seeking an indexed token, and then you do your small bets because you would like to play. And I think that is what professional investor does in the traditional market. It will be worth it for sure.
Can you explain a bit about the valuation? Because in the first slide it was time spent in 2 years. Then it was like 3 million revenue do you expect in 4 years? And then 1 million funding
for
what?
For million funding for 4 million valuation currently. Yeah, that's our...
Oh, you're funding?
You want funding for a valuation of 1 million now?
No. The valuation is 4 million. I want funding for 1 million to pre-money valuation of 4 million.
Okay, so 25% more or less. Or 25% of the shares?
20%.
Okay.
20% of the cap table.
Yeah, it was the same question.
20% of the cap table.
15K to 3 million in 4 years. To go from 15K to 3 million in 4 years.
Yeah, 100% possible. I think we can do it better, but I want to be conservative on the because the other thing that I don't put it here because one of the 3 exit strategy is like an exit round to a 20 million euro valuation or to do an IDO or an ICO, and then we can do a governance token, and then we can split the token with the current shareholders, or not many startups like to do that, but we like it, is we can start paying dividends by year 3. So I think that to have to own a startup that can pay dividends, this could be one of the startups that can do that. No, in real money, and I think that crypto is real money. So you will be paying crypto, then you do whatever you want.
Any challenges you see coming up?
I think the challenge that all the companies has is like acquiring. We have like 3 challenges. One that we can't address, and 2 that we can address. We can address the performance of the cryptos. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, and the other 2 is like our client acquisition and the value of our customers. These financials were made having in consideration like a quite a small but exponential growth of our users, and then that each user in average is investing $5,000 in our token. That for our measures right now, I think is 100% possible. So if we are able to address this or improve this, we're gonna achieve this easily.
one last question for me. Sorry. Marketing-wise, how are you going to sell? Why wouldn't I buy a Grayscale ETF that has all of the coins that I like? Why would I? How would you sell this to?
Because with Grayscale, you don't gonna own the coins you have.
You're in.
Yeah,
You're gonna own your token. I'm not.
Yeah, but
behind this token, you're gonna store the real. It's like a gold.
No, but then it's gonna. I mean, like, if we explode, you will have always your collateral. It's Grayscale explode. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I think it's conceptual. I mean, the result is the same. I mean, if you let's say the Grayscale launch exactly the same product, maybe the result it will be the same at the end of the day. I mean, you will have. When you sell the fund, you will have your fiat money, and then you will have your USD, wherever you have. And I think, because I believe in the crypto ecosystem, I think that you don't gonna ever take your money out from the blockchain. You're gonna use it there. Yeah, you're gonna use it there. And I think in 4 years, we don't gonna speak about fiat money in terms of how we are speaking right now, because you wanna have your money on the crypto, and then you're gonna do everything there, and then you will have your fiat money for, I don't know. Actually, the app before, I was thinking, why you don't integrate this with MetaMask? I think that the Yamming, I think you put this into blockchain, it will work super nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edo. Thank you very much.
Sorry for it.
Hola, hola. Hola.
Te subo el volumen ya.
Hola, hola.
¿Sí? Ya. Tienes el mando ahí sobre la mesa. A ver. Hacia el ordenador. Hacia abajo. Baja. Prueba si quieres otra vez el micrófono.
Hola, hola.
Sí. Subo.
Un pelín solo, por eso.
Hello, hello. Yes.
Vamos a subir un poco. No. Subir
okay.
pero-
Hello, can you hear me? Yes. So, hi, glad to be here. My name is Emmanuel, and I'm here to talk to you about Arminis. Arminis is a B2B SaaS company that was founded in July 2020 with headquarters in Madrid. Our team is technically very strong and has a lot of in-field experience in industrial sectors, and our distributors, customers, and partners are scattered around Europe. So the problem we face here is the problem about authenticity in distributed and decentralized ecosystems. Okay, so before companies used to collect, verify, distribute, and use their data within their own company and ecosystem, but now there's a growth of collaborative data flows, and of course there's a growth of usage of business logics automation, which is basically smart contracts. We want to do things more efficient, we want to do things collectively, and so that requires a way that we have to trust the data that we use in this distributed system. Why? Because we base our business decision on data. Important business decision that translates into industrial processes, the products we consume, the documents, and the systems we use and we verify. So,
Wait.
We are live.
We're live.
it's okay.
I did pause here,
Something
don't worry.
happens. No
So you
worries,
still have
no
time.
worries. Okay.
Yes.
And this problem affects a lot of a variety of sectors. From the energy sectors, we're distributing and decentralizing the energy grids, logistics, of course, but now we're producing pharmaceutical components in one country and then exporting into another one to the final product. So this is a worldwide spread problem, and the impact is real. It already happened, okay, in a variety of sectors, from aerospace to pharmaceuticals to consumer products, and will continue to grow the moment we continue to do and apply this digital transformation with IoT, AI, and so on. So we need to solve this problem. And our proposal is to use digital signatures, so combining cryptography with the characteristics of blockchain, which is basically use it as a decentralized notary to certify and attribute data a set of characteristics that allows us to secure it and make it more reliable and trustful. Okay? And so the way we have proposed this is through our middleware, which is a connector that allows companies to include these characteristics without any previous knowledge on cryptography or blockchain, which is modular, is flexible, is blockchain agnostic, and you can apply these to any industrial process, to any consumer product, to any document or file system you want to include it. So to even simplify things even more, we have ready-to-deploy solutions that we have developed in-house or we have developed along third parties. And of course, the solutions range from IoT, so we can incorporate the certified traceability with IoT, with data collectors, with GPSs, and you will see some examples now, or integrable solutions, which means that companies that have already their systems and they want to include this layer of trust and security into their information and data, they can do it through APIs, libraries, Dockers, and so on. So with this approach, what we can do is basically reduce the technological and investment risk on including these technologies from scratch, from zero. Why? Because you don't require any previous knowledge, which means that you have to lower down the specific human resources to develop these solutions, but also because the middleware protects you from the technological changes. You know, cryptography and blockchain mutates and grows every day, so there are always new regulations. And of course, for example, to be compatible with IDAS regulation for digital signatures or the GDPR for compliance. And of course, the scalability and cost, which we can ensure because our modular approach allows you to separate the variability of some cost with the service itself. So this combined with ability, we have to work with hardware, in cheap hardware cryptography, and of course have a stable price in the service, even if you use public blockchains, which vary in price. This is what sets us apart from the competition. And that's why our customers have chosen us. And we have implementation in a variety of verticals and sectors. Sorgenia is an Italian energy company which is using certified geolocation to protect the Italian wood that goes from the cutting area to the energy plant where it's burnt and to produce electricity. Corop is an Austrian company. Yes, sorry. Corp is an Austrian company that is proving our solution with their e-mark with governments in Europe and in Latin America. And then we have AGM BLD, which are consulting companies with solutions in the ERPs for certification of documents and working maintenance orders. So the market is huge, and the most important thing here is that 60% of the common blockchain applications are in the industrial sector. And we have all the features necessary, data management, traceability, and IoT, to provide solution for that. We have a basic strategy which is lend and expand. So we are setting contracts with corporations that not only will use the product.
Sorry, because I have to cut you.
Okay, no problem.
So now in the questions you can explain
yes,
the
I can
small
explain
things.
the rest. Yeah, sure.
So you say you started in 2020, and how many clients you have?
So as for now, we have 6 customers. Okay. The revenue, locked revenue so far is 17,000. We are still in negotiation with some companies, and we expect to close Q4 2020 with 40K in contracts. But the important thing here is that some of the companies we're closing contracts to, small ones, they have huge potential of expansion inside the company. For example, with Accenture, we're working in the energy sector, and they have already some customers ready to deploy solutions. SGS, we're working in the oil and gas. They want a full solution for their customers, and we're talking about big customers in Eastern Europe, but also Western Europe. Bcapital, for example, is the biggest certification body company in Europe. So we're working with them, and with Data Technologies, which is another consulting company. We're working in the energy and circular economy sector.
So how do you see the growth of the company? What's your aspiration?
So pretty much the pipeline we have secured so far, we've been very conservative and we think we can multiply by 3 the current companies that we started talking right now, which will be the other half of the pipeline for the next 18 months. And these companies are mostly in industrial services. So they provide services for the public the maintenance of the public electricity network in Italy and in Latin America.
So what are you looking for and how are you going to?
Yes, okay, so that was the last slide. Okay, so what we're looking for is $500,000 investment for 10% of the company with a minimum ticket of 50,000. But we're looking mostly for smart money. So we want investors that have contacts in different industrial sectors, could be pharmaceutical, could be energy, could be logistics, that can lead us to paid implementations. Because this sector, the data notarization sector, is something that is quite abstract until the industrial sector sees applied. I think it's very conservative, the industrial sector. They need to see it, they need to touch it. And so the best way to grow is by at least having one small implementation that can lead as an example for bigger ones. And scalability for us is not a problem because we have designed everything to be ready as industrial productions. Yes.
Can you explain a little bit the business model? So what do people pay for?
So okay, our service is based on basically the number of sources you want to identify as true sources. That could be users. For example, if a user is doing maintenance and inspection activities, you want to certify that that user actually took that action. Or it could be by devices. For example, you want to certify that 10,000 GPS are actually those yours and this is your data. So that is one piece of the SaaS model, the source, and the other part is the API calls or number of certifications you do basically. So for example, for Sogenia, they do one certification with the payload of data every 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes, they certify the track position so they can have a report at the end of the day where they can see if he has stopped at some point, for how long, and so on. Even if it disconnects the GPS because he wants to do something unknown, we certify that as well. So we can also provide security in the tampering state. Yeah.
The SaaS solution is like a monthly fee or one-time fee?
We normally do 1 year permanence at least, and they pay full the year. And we have 90 days, so they can tell us 90 days before if they want to continue, or otherwise it automatically renovates for the next year.
And then the price per bit, yeah.
Yes, of course, yes.
First question, you said that you have a CAC of 2,000 euros more or less, which is the lifetime value of each account?
Very low, because our problem, okay, so let me go here. So our sales funnel is very long. Because B2B companies take a long time to make decisions because their commitment is longer, which is the difference with B2C, where they can switch faster between services. Companies take longer time because they want something reliable for at least the next 6 to 5 years. So at least 6 to 5 years is their commitment. But what makes this term value even longer is the fact that they're integrating our solution into their solution, because they're going to sell it to others. So we are making sure that it's not just they're using us for themselves, but also for their own customers. So for example, Accenture is going to do, we're going to make a unique solution for the energy sector. So they're going to have to use us in order to sell their solution. And then, yeah, of course, we're signing a contract for that.
But my question was numbers related, you know, lifetime value, those 5-6 years, how much this account can
Generate.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about, for example, let me give you an example here. Okay, so AGM Solution has over 1,000 customers in Italy. Okay, so even if we get 10% of their customers, we're talking about at least 1 million in revenue from them. And the same for Co-op. Co-op is a worldwide company, and they're working with governments. So right now they have it with trial with one European government. I cannot tell you which one for privacy issues, but one European government and 2 Latin American countries as well. So if they're successful, and of course if, but we are pretty sure they will be, because they're a very historical company. They have 100 years of history. In that case, we're talking about millions, because we're talking about a specific service for the government. So, and of course, Sardinia is an energy company, so this small pilot we did with them is really nothing in comparison to what they want us to do later, because this is just for good traceability, but they want also to apply our technology to solar energy. And with solar energy, there's energy communities. You know about energy communities? So energy communities, the interesting thing is that it's a decentralized system where you have users that produce and consume energy, and you need a decentralized system, a secure system, to be able to track the accounting of the energy and distribute the benefits. So our technology, we are already working with an Italian company that does energy meters. So we're going to incorporate natively our middleware into the energy meter, so you just install and you have the blockchain feature and the data notarization and all the cryptography basically plug and play. And this is basically our goal, our final goal as a company. Sorry. So our final goal as a company is to be integrated natively into IoT and software solutions. So we want to be the #1 enterprise interface for data trust, for data notarization. There's one more thing I have to say that I forgot, which is we already had, I think it's a pre-seed of 140K under a convertible note from a Swiss investor, from a Switzerland investor, and we're looking now for a second round of $500,000 because we want basically to expand the team. We don't need a big team, we just need to be very specific on the task. So when we talk about the technical, we need someone that can combine the knowledge of cryptography and blockchain, which is very hard to find. And also, when we talk about sales, we need someone with a lot of experience in a specific sector, because B2B is about shaking hands. It's not so much about sales, marketing, with social networks. You need to know the person, you need to see, you need to talk, and you need to actually create a human relationship with them, because, as I was saying before, the commitment term is longer. So you're going to work closer with them for a long time, so this is what we're looking for. Yes?
Yeah, I have a question and then a follow-up question. Maybe try to answer quickly, but I think we're out of time.
Sorry.
How do you reach the data? Is the data going to be on the block, on the chain that you're going to create, or is the data going to be stored in the computers? And then the question is, how do you reach?
Okay, this is a very good question. Data never leaves customers, servers, or databases. What we do is we put the fingerprint of that data into blockchain, and we combine it with the digital signatures, so you can basically prove that it's yours and it was created within 2 moments of time. So it's not enough to write into blockchain, because I can write 10,000 times Bcombinator owes me $1 million, and that doesn't make it true. You need to actually verify that comes from you. So you actually have signed that data. And that is where the digital signatures come in. So your data never leaves your side, but you have a way to verify that actually that data is yours, and you have to give it to me, or you have a way.
Yeah, this is for identity identification, could work very well, but now you're talking about notary, GDPR, so you have to scan the data, and then...
Not necessarily, because our tools are on the server of the customers. So that's why, for example, we have libraries and Dockers, okay? And so the way the interface is created, that we don't have to see the data we certify.
Okay. That will solve the security issues, which was my follow-up question.
Mm-hmm. So the security actually doesn't fall in our side, it falls into the customer side. Because this we're trustless, means that even if tomorrow we disappear, the customers can still prove that the data is theirs, and they can still verify the signatures. So the architecture is built in a way that they don't really 100% depend on us.
Bueno, probamos la voz. Que si no le sumo más.
Hola.
¿Eso?
¿Qué?
Eso.
Sí.
Wait. Voy poniéndote.
Bueno.
¿Más?
No.
Vale. Baja.
Hello, my name is Herman, CEO of the Dog. Working in the fintech industry as a lead data scientist, I find three main issues that affected data companies. Through colleagues and experts, I noticed that at least 80% of the company have two of them. First, access and usage of data. Given the regulations, okay, sorry. Given the regulations and the bureaucracy, time to data is very high. Current approaches bring loss of data, or even worse, misuse of data with a high cost in money and privacy. Second, extraction of value. Good data scientists are very expensive, and without data, they are just a young cost. Why should companies invest in huge data science teams? They only need pre-built models and the proper data. Last, data interoperability. AI algorithms should be trained with all data viable in the market. We found that companies need more data, especially from other industries. With this in mind, we spent several months developing our software for synthetic data generation and data anonymization. Meanwhile, we found the product market fit, interacting with more than 30 potential customers. Once the MVP was live, with the pre-seed round of $75K that helped us to onboard the first early adopters. Also, they asked us to solve business problems from the data, validating that we could deliver cross-industry AI solutions, opening a new vertical for us. Today, we have 3 customers, growing at 25% rate. During this time, NVIDIA, Google Cloud, and Data Science Magazine recognized us as one of the key startups. Our main discovery is that companies are willing to ingest the data if it is secure. And since we offer the only ways to anonymize data, keeping the value, we are opening a gold mine, the data sharing economy. Our main vision is to provide what data-driven companies really need to accelerate the improvement, adoption, and development of AI. We call it the Dataverse. It will be a universe of secure private data and enriched open data linked with AI building blocks that solves problems from fraud detection to medical analysis. We're talking about an end-to-end platform for directors, managers, developers in the main industries impulsed by data, as banking, healthcare, retail, among others. Let's talk about the market. The growing global artificial intelligence market is 65 billion. From there, the anonymized data and AI products market is 30 billion. Our goal is to obtain a 3%, which represents $1 billion. Our business model is as follows. The main channel for customer acquisition are direct sales, inbound marketing, and partnerships. Our revenue model is based on monthly SaaS plans, and for the secure data assets, we will charge a commission based on data value. Similar companies in the market are just focusing on synthetic data generation and privacy. Don't visit our Dataverse backed by our cutting-edge technology, for which we're in the process of patent application. None of this would be possible without a first-class team. The founders, Mario and I, are ex-head of solution and machine learning, respectively, from the leading banking AI company in Europe. We have amazing advisors, top developers, and marketing experts. In order to scale, we're looking for 400K investment, reaching a valuation of 5.4 million. Half of the investment will go to sales growth, around 40% to support product development, and the remainder for operations excellence. This investment will help us to complete the Dataverse and to accelerate our sales and marketing efforts. This will help us to reach 30 accounts, increasing our monthly revenue to 45K. After this investment, in less than 18 months, our annual revenue will be around 500K. Join us to transform the digital economy. Thank you. Questions?
Hi, Herman. Thank you for your pitch. How many customers have you got so far, and what are you expecting getting from them? I mean, in terms of lifetime value, and how are you going to get the next? I don't know. You want to reach 30 for the next month. So can you explain us how have been so far and how will be in the future?
Okay. Thank you for the question. At the moment, we have 3 customers, and the average customer lifetime value is around 20K. Our plan is to increase the sales and improve the product to get to this 30, and will be an annual revenue around 500K. That's in the next 15 months.
Thank you, Herman, for this amazing pitch. So, before we start with more deeper questions, imagine that I'm like the 99% of people that don't understand what synthetic data means.
Yes.
No? How would you explain to them which problem solution are you providing to the market?
Okay, perfect. Good question. Today the data is sensitive and the majority is personal, and the companies have tons of data that for regulations they can use. So we provide an algorithm, it's like a black box that you input the data, it's a SaaS, and then in the output you get data that is similar to the original, but being synthetic, it's impossible to identify the original customer, so it's safe. You can do the analysis, you can train models, you can do whatever you need with that data. It's like you have the old milk and the original milk, and you use the old milk to replace the milk and do the same stuff you do with the milk. But this one is safe, and you're not entering the lactose problems.
So like it's like I'm a bank, for example, I have hundreds of thousands of data every day, but I cannot sell it to India, for example, for market studies or political parties. No? So with the domain I can anonymize all this data, as I understand, so I can sell it to other companies, and you want to build a marketplace for different B2B players to use the data.
Yes, exactly. With the banks, insurance companies, all of them will have a copy of the data, but anonymized and synthetic. So you can use it, build models, analyze it, and get the same insights, but without putting at risk the privacy of the customer.
The data sits on your cloud or is another? Which cloud?
No, we don't keep the original data. Once the process is done, we keep only the synthetic or the anonymized, and the original is.
Yeah, but the processing is made where? On whose computer?
In our cloud. Yeah.
Okay, and that computer is connected to the internet. My question is about security. How can you assure that the data will not be hacked, will not be copied, will not be?
Well, the only risk is in the moment we are learning from the data. That they upload the data, we keep all the security standards that avoid to that happen.
I don't know if this answers my question.
Yes,
it's still a risk. If you upload it to a certain cloud that is connected to the internet, that data security is the most important thing when you're dealing with data. And I'm just curious, what kind of measurements do you have to prevent?
Well, the measures that we have firewalls, etc. From the point that they load the data until we get the synthetic one. Yeah.
Thank you.
What is your aspiration for the company 5 years from now?
Well, our goal is for 2024 to get 200 accounts, around 6 million in our revenue. Being the main player in the market of the synthetic data and what we call the Dataverse, providing all the resources for the AI-based solutions and developers.
From a marketing standpoint, what's your main customer acquisition channel?
Right now, our direct sales and the inbound marketing are the main two we're doing. We are developing some partnerships, but at the moment, these two are the main. So Salesforce and the inbound marketing.
Great, thank you.
Who are your early adopters and how are you targeting them?
Yes, at the moment we have in fintech, healthcare, and retail are the main early adopters. And it appears from our previous experience and working, so they reached us and we started to develop these AI solutions and the synthetic anonymization processes.
Thank you, Herman, so much for the pitch.
Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed. At this moment, we will have like 1 hour where you can meet the entrepreneurs, you can meet the business angels and our investors. Felices fiestas a todos. Merry Christmas. Veo algunos de los emprendedores que están dentro de nuestros programas. Os espero aquí el mes que viene o en febrero. Muy bien, muchísimas gracias.